Because a person can be on drugs, but drugs don't make people turn violent. That's not what happens. Drugs will make people do a lot of things. Some people are on drugs and they're just as happy and as loving and kind as they can be. So you can't use drugs, oh, because they're on drugs, that's why they hit me, or because they're an alcoholic, that's why they hit me. Those two have nothing to do with each other. There are plenty of alcoholics that aren't violent. There are plenty of drug addicts that are not violent. What's in a person, that's in a person, and it's going to come out. If what I am causes that person to react to me in a violent way, and when I say what I am, I mean if I'm a very fiery individual, and I am. People in the community that know me, they know I'm very fiery, and my mouth has been used as my weapon. And that's my only realm of defense. But have I physically fought somebody or hit them? No. Do I have an assault record that's on record with the clerk of courts? No. So as angry and as violent as people try to say, oh, well, Kim will cuss you out. She's very mean, or she can get very angry. I can, but I've never hit anybody. So that's the difference to me. So people try to use that against you. Oh, well, you got a mouth on you, or you have a temper. Yeah, I do, because
you also have control.
Yes.
Because you've not put your hands on somebody else. You know that when you get to a certain point, it's not even about, well, if I get this angry, I'm just going to knock you out. You have self-control, and that's obviously what abusers are lacking. They don't have the anger management skills. They don't have the control to keep their hands to themselves. But you have that.
Exactly. You brought up anger management, and I will share this with you. Early on in our relationship, during the times that I was coming and going, I would get upset and my feelings would get hurt, and I would pack my stuff and I would leave. He had me so convinced that I had an anger problem. But he had me so convinced that I had an anger problem, I went to see a therapist for anger management. She is an anger management specialist.
You went. He didn't go anywhere, but you went.
I went, and I called the lady, and when I went to see her, she said, this doesn't happen. People get sent to me through court orders. People are ordered to come and see me. She said, nobody ever calls me and says they need anger management. And I said to her, but I'm dating somebody that feels that I have an anger issue. I know that I have a temper, but an anger issue, she talked to me and she said to me, you don't need to be here. He needs to stop pushing your buttons. That is what she said to me. And we talked about my childhood, things that had gone on, because again, like I said, my dad was an abuser, and he beat my mother from the time I was 9 years old to the time that he died. And I have had that experience, so I never ever wanted to become a victim. Hence me being a strong, outspoken woman. I can speak my mind. I can stand up for myself, because I won't allow a man to do what was done to my mom. So yeah, I did have my guards up about that. So the fact that this happened to me, I was very stunned and quite, I was taken totally off guard by it all. I could not believe that this had happened to me. And so in the anger management, what I found out, the therapist helped me to understand, is that the thing that connects to your childhood is the fact that you don't want to be disregarded. There were things that I had shared with her, and she said, you have a reservoir of pain, and all of us have a reservoir of pain. And she said there's tentacles that grow up from that reservoir. And whenever something vaguely blows by those tentacles that feels remotely close to what we felt, sometimes it sends almost like an electrical shock down that tentacle to that reservoir of pain, and we may spew out and say things. But what you want to do is maybe go take a walk at that time. Maybe you just want to get out of the room or leave the situation, is what she said to me. And so when I left there, I felt like, no, I don't have an anger management issue, because my anger has never pushed me to ever physically hurt anybody. Hence, I don't have an assault record. I don't have that problem. But people will have transference, and I think that they try to transfer things onto you. And I think that a lot of what was going on in my relationship was transference. There were issues that he had that he would transfer to me and then make it my problem. You know, there's always that person that can see the stick in your eye but won't take the plank out of theirs. And that's kind of what was happening for me.